What is up, you guys? The numbers are in for the Reno Sparks housing market for our January recap, and we are going to dive into all that data, so make sure you stay with me. But before we do all that, I just want to put it in your head that these are lagging metrics, right? We know that the average escrow period is 30 days, right? So when you look at data, you're actually seeing evidence of what happened 30 days in arrears, and this is January market data. So it's all in the past. This is going to kind of give you an overview of what has happened. I'm going to do my best to weigh in and give you guys a prediction of what I think will happen, but that's going to be based on what I'm seeing right now in real time in our market this week. So stay with me. So month over month from December to January, we saw a price decrease for average price for single family homes. It did go down by 1.6%, so pretty marginal. And I am willing to bet you guys that if you look at the February data, which will be available at the end of this month, we're gonna see that number climb. But don't hold me to that. I don't have a crystal ball. That's just my prediction. I also believe that January is a really interesting month in any market just because the holidays are the month that precedes it. So with that 30-day lagging metric, I think we're always going to kind of see somewhat of a stagnant market by the data in January, and this year was no different. Couple that with the interest rates, which were kind of on the higher side. A lot of buyers were priced out of the market. Cut to now, we have a number 5, the magic number, in the beginning of the mortgage interest rates right now, and I believe, and a lot of experts believe, that that number is going to go down into the 4s this year, which is so exciting. But in the meantime, we are seeing evidence and we are seeing the results of what has happened in the past. So yes, the price for houses were down at the end of January. Number of closed sales also down. This shouldn't be that surprising. Again, with the holidays, it was down quite a bit. We're talking 30.2%, so pretty flatlined market during the holidays. That's not really that abnormal, and with the interest rates being how they were, it's not really that surprising. Median days to contract was up by 6.5%, but when you look at number of days, it was like a 5-day difference. I think we went from 52 days to 57 days, and again, not that surprising given the time of year that we are in. The percentage of list price received is actually a pretty healthy number. We're at 97.3% at the closeout of January, and this means that if homes were priced accurately and priced well, that sellers are able to get their asking price in most cases. So that's still good news for sellers, that even in a really tough market, a really stagnant market, sellers who were listing were still getting pretty much what they were asking for. If you had been watching the media and all the news outlets over the past 5 months, they've been telling you that the housing market is crashing and the sky is falling, and industry professionals are looking around saying, well, that's really not the case. So this is one number that is evident of that. Have prices come down? Yes. Have we started to correct from the COVID era, the post-COVID era? Yes. Is it crashing? Absolutely not. And this number is kind of indicative of that for you. We're going to get into some predictions here, but I do believe if you look at this number again at the end of February, we're going to see that it's gone up even higher. Sold price per square foot is also up, only marginally, only 1.9% month over month from December. Number of new listings was down, but only by less than 0.5%, so really not that notable there. Active inventory was down. This was by over 23%, so that's actually really significant. But again, who sells their house during the holidays unless they absolutely have to, right? You've got holiday parties, you got family visiting, you have decorations. If you have kids, I mean, that's just a whole other nightmare, let me tell you. So I'm really not that surprised to see that there wasn't that much active inventory over that season. I think that that's pretty typical in any market, regardless of interest rates or anything else that we tend to base our data off of. Months supply of inventory was up month over month from December. It was up just by 10.1%, coming in at 2.8 months of inventory. So we've been in this kind of facade of a buyer's market or a more balanced market. We know that data-wise in a balanced market, it's actually about 6 months of inventory, but I feel like we can let go of that metric because COVID has totally come in and changed our perception of what that looks like. So right now, currently on the ground, I'm seeing more of a balanced shift and maybe even like erring on the side of a seller's market. I personally wrote an offer on Monday of this week. Today's Friday. I wrote an offer on Monday that was $15K over asking, and we had to beat out a handful of other offers. And to me, this is indicative that these rates coming down combined with being over the seasonal hump for the holidays, that more and more buyers are entering the market, and we know that the principles of supply and demand, when there's more demand and a very limited supply that was already a factor that hasn't changed, we're going to see a lot more competition, which is going to drive the numbers up. It's going to drive prices up. We're going to be shifting closer back into the seller's market. Maybe not as crazy as we saw during COVID because the interest rates probably will never be that low again, or at least not anytime soon. But with them coming down and with more people getting their buying power back, we are going to see that more and more buyers are entering the market. If you're watching this video, you probably have a vested interest in market data because you're either a buyer, a seller, or somebody who aspires or is planning to be one or the other. So what you really want to know is, what does this mean for buyers and sellers, right? So stay with me. I'm going to get into that for you right now. So these are lagging metrics, as I keep saying. For buyers, we've had this very special market climate where there was almost no competition because a lot of buyers were priced out because of the high interest rates, right? And so when there's not a lot of competition, sellers get very antsy. They need to sell their home for whatever reason. There's nobody lining up to come see it or make offers. So when somebody does make an offer, they're a lot more willing to take what is offered and maybe offer some big concessions around that. I was seeing sellers who were bridging appraisal gaps, sellers offering closing credits, sometimes upfront in the body of the actual listing. It would say seller offering 1% closing credit or 2% closing credit, and that was enabling buyers to use those funds to buy down the interest rate so that they could have a lower monthly payment while the rates were super high. I was also seeing sellers just come down like in astronomical amounts from their list price just to get their home sold. So all of that is about to come to a rapid halt because there are now buyers lining up to see the homes. We are seeing multiple offers. We are seeing bidding wars again, you guys. If you are thinking about buying, that is one good reason to try to get in now before that opportunity just slams shut and you are competing against tons of other buyers. Another reason that you're gonna wanna get off the fence if that's where you're sitting and act quickly is because on the federal level, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have just put out the new loan pricing tiers, and those are going to come into effect beginning in May. We may start to see signs of those happening in April. And so for the average consumer, this has implications. Most likely it's going to be a little bit more expensive depending on your credit score to finance a home. If you're on the fence, I'd say now is a really special time and a really important time to get into the market because you have that working against you and then you also have a lot more competition coming in. I'm not going to pressure you into buying a home. If it's not the right time, it's not the right time, and I totally respect that. However, if you are someone who's like toying with the idea or you're thinking like, I want a home but I'm waiting for rates to come down, like don't wait, because you're going to be kind of sorry if you are waiting for the rate but then you're seeing the price tag go up, or you're seeing all these other loan fees happen because of your credit score. If you're thinking about selling your home, now is actually a fantastic time to start getting those pre-listing items in order. We're seeing all this competition come in. It's gonna flip, I believe. I mean, I'm not a psychic as far as I know. My husband might tell you that I think I am, but that's neither here nor there. We're probably gonna see this shift into more of a seller's market. So if you're thinking about selling, you're gonna wanna do all the things to get the home ready, start meeting with your agent, not mentioning any names, start getting all your pricing strategy information together, get your home cleaned. If you need it staged, we could talk about that. If you have any questions about the home buying or selling process or the Reno Sparks market, you can book a free no obligation call with me. There's a link to do that in the description box below. It's just a 30-minute It's just a 30-minute opportunity where we can hop on a call. I can get your questions answered, maybe help you strategize your next and best steps. And whether you buy or sell, that's really up to you. I'm just here as a resource for you. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button down below. If you guys can't tell, I'm sick. I've been sick for over a week, and maybe if you hit the like and the subscribe button, it'll turn things around for me. I don't know. I'm literally willing to do anything at this point. So help me out, you guys. And I will see you next week. I put out videos weekly about the Reno Sparks housing market, the Reno Sparks lifestyle, and all things to do with buyer and seller information. I'm actually toying with the idea of upping my content frequency. So if you'd like to see more videos from me more than once a week and you're enjoying this content, let me know in the comments below. It would mean the world. I do read them all, and I'm here to serve you. So let me know what you guys think and what you need, and I will see you next week or maybe sooner.